over the scale of things versus just the one day. If you don't go twice a day to walk, what's going to happen?
Right.
But if you're hitting all your other goals for that week.
Guess what, guys?
We're not doctors.
No, we are not.
If you're going to be making any major medical decisions, please consult your doctor.
Yes, and that includes diets, exercise, medications, and surgery.
We love you guys.
And we want you to be in our OSLP family forever.
So be careful
And consult
your doctors.
Welcome back, OSLP family.
Welcome back, OSLP family!
Welcome.
And I just noticed that I'm wearing the same beanie as in the last one. But in other news, you're listening to our Sleep Light podcast, and this is Kelly.
This is Mel. And that was Kelly's ADHD just showing right through on
right up on the beginning of the
That's
episode.
what it's like, guys.
Yep.
That's what it's like.
Yep.
That's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I wore the same beanie in the last episode.
Do you want to grab a different beanie?
No.
Okay.
No, we're just going with it. I think I'd go for this one because there's no ball.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a lot thinner.
I like it. I like brown.
It's like a maroon.
That's not like
Yeah, this is not brown.
that looks brown.
Yeah.
Brown. If
Nope.
you're on YouTube, tell me, what color do you think Kelly's beanie is?
It shows up brown, like more brown on there, but it's like a red brown.
It just looks brown to me. Again, check in the comments. We'll take a look later.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I love it.
Okay, so for today, we are giving you some simple tips to stay on track your progress, but not become obsessed.
Yeah, because that's where we go wrong, is when we get obsessed.
100%. I do it like whenever I start tracking something, and if I'm not perfect at it, I just am like, never mind, I won't do it.
Why did I try?
Why did I even try? Yeah, no. And it's more about like, for me, getting into the habit of doing the things, even if it's not 100% all the time.
Yeah. Because it's okay to not give 100% all the time. Like, it's physically almost impossible.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not, I don't know. It's just, I've noticed with myself in the last couple of years, it's like, it is okay to not be go and on and 100% all the time. Because, like, then I get exhausted.
Yeah.
Like, just mentally exhausted, where I'm like, I don't want to talk to anybody.
Yep. Exactly.
Don't look at me.
Don't look at me. Well, I know that, like, I had started, for example, I started walking that, like, my goal was to go once in the morning, once in the evening with Flint.
Yeah.
It is not always doable to do that.
Yeah.
And I know that. And so on, what night was that? Oh, it was last night. So yesterday I didn't go at all.
I thought you did the night, because I know I showed up early, so we didn't go.
Maybe I just took him last night.
Yeah, I think so. That's the deal, is that it wasn't.
Yeah. No. I don't think I went. Now I'm confused.
You don't remember walking?
I don't think I did yesterday. No.
Okay.
No,
so
I didn't.
No.
So, but it's okay.
Yeah, that's
like,
okay.
The point of it is it's okay if I didn't make it, because then I got up today and I did it today.
Mm-hmm.
Because the moment that I start thinking, oh, well, I didn't go last night, so I might as well just wait until blah, 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 you know, the things that we tell each other or ourselves, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So I think this is really going to be an interesting set of ideas.
Yeah. Because, like, all we know is just the normal protein, water, Like we know like our weight, we check our weight. So
Mhm.
now we're going to look at different stuff. Like that's kind of cool to see
Yeah.
what this is.
Yeah, exactly. So our first one I think is really, really cool. Of setting weekly goals instead of daily goals. And so the way I look at it is like, I'm going to go out and walk 4 days a week.
Yeah.
And then that's my goal for the week, not I'm going to go twice a day, every single day. Because it puts a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
If you put it daily.
Well, just look how different that was. Oh, I'm going to go, like, even your voice change.
Yeah.
You literally were like, oh, I'm going to go 4 times in the week.
Yeah.
And then you're like, but if I do it daily, it's, you better go twice a week. Like, you instantly went,
Yeah,
like,
twice a day.
Like, you're.
Yeah, because you only have, 12 hours?
I mean, yeah.
Of doing these things, 12 to 14.
Mhm.
Like, and if you're working an 8-hour day and you have kids and you have a husband or a partner, like, that's a lot of stuff to kind of squish into 14 hours.
It is.
It sounds like a lot of time. It's not.
It's not.
It's really, really not.
Well, no, because 8 hours of it's at work. And some
Mhm.
people, it's like an hour to drive there and an hour to drive back. So look at that, 10 hours now.
10 hours. That leaves you 4 hours.
Yeah.
For
Like,
everything.
That's crazy.
And then you probably have to cook dinner and you probably have to get lunches ready for the next day and you
Yeah.
have to do laundry and like all of that takes time.
Yep.
And so you have to give yourself some wiggle room.
Some wiggle room.
And I think by setting that weekly goals instead of daily, I think it helps a lot, especially in my brain. The purpose of doing it is it allows room for flexibility within your life. So say you're saying, I'm going to go Monday through Thursday in the morning, go to the gym.
Right.
But if Tuesday you're sick and you can't go to the gym, then you're like, oh, well, I can just add in Saturday and I'm still doing my 4 days a week.
And then you feel better. You're like, oh no, I got 4.
Yeah, I still did mine.
I did it.
Yeah.
Yep. I've done that to myself where I'm like, wait, but you did it. And then you're like, no, it's just the way that I did it was like a Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, no, that's still 4 in that week.
In that week.
And that's all I can be happy with.
But even if you only hit 3,
there you go.
That's 3 times you went instead of not going.
And then instead of 0.
Instead of 0. Exactly. And life's unpredictable, right?
Yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen day to day when we wake up. Like,
oh boy.
We just wake up and we just are like, well, this is what's coming at me today.
Yeah.
Like, like the morning I fell.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And then the next morning when I fell again, like, I need to pick up my feet is what needs to happen. But that's so unpredictable. I didn't know I was going to stub my toe on a piece of concrete and go down like a pile of bricks. Like,
right?
I didn't know I was going to scratch up my hand and like be in pain, but I rolled with the punches.
Yep.
I did what I had to do.
Literally.
Luckily, I was right around the corner from my house. So, yeah, the ground punched me in the face. That's what's happened. Now, luckily, it did not. It did not touch the face. That's
right. That's the moneymaker.
You don't touch the face.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, it's just like it gives you the freedom. I think by letting unpredictability still be in it.
Yeah, it's still being mindful that your life is pretty unpredictable.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it really can be. As much as me and Kelly set plans, have the times, do the things.
Half the time it doesn't even fucking work.
Shit just happens. And like, what's really funny, sometimes we'll have a bunch of recordings on Wednesday and we're like, all right, we're ready to go. And then like, everyone cancels.
Yep.
Like, it's just like, oh.
Okay,
this is a whole different day than we expected. So
yep.
I think we just need to really remember that's what life is like.
It's unpredictable.
It's unpredictable. So you can't put those daily, like, 2 times a day, you have to do this because it's like, oh, like you said, you're just going to get like fucking anxious over it.
Yeah, because you're going to be like, well, I didn't do it, so now I didn't hit my goal for today and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Now, I think little goals for the day, like, getting some type of movement in.
Yeah.
At least trying to get your protein in. But again, if you don't hit that protein goal, it's okay. There's always tomorrow. Or maybe you add a protein shake at the end of the day to boost it up. Like, there's ways of like making it happen without you having to stress.
Yeah, and
over
obsess over it.
and obsess over it.
Yeah, I really like just a little goal.
Yeah.
Because, like, I try to, me and actually Aunt Nina talked about this, like, even with packing or, like, I'm going to do a big, huge organizational thing in my kitchen with probably Kelly and Katie helping.
Yeah, you're not doing it alone.
No.
That's not happening.
Yeah, it would look wild. Anyway, so, we were talking about how if you just have, like, one thing you just need to accomplish that day, he's like, that is so much better because when you do it, then you don't feel like, she uses the word lazy a lot. So she's like, then you don't feel like you were lazy.
Yeah.
Like you literally were like, okay, I'm just going to clean this one closet today. And she's like, if you just do one of those every day, then all of a sudden your whole house is cleared.
Yeah.
You know, everything's clean within like that, a time frame. And then you don't feel like you're not beating yourself up.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly.
And I just thought it was interesting, even with a 55-year-old woman, she's like, yeah, like we need little goals. That's how you know it's real. Like, real life experience.
Yeah. It's not like, I mean, you can say, I'm going to clean my whole house on one day, right? But it's a lot.
It's daunting.
It is daunting.
Then you're like, where do I start?
Yep.
Which room?
But then if you make like a little goal, like for me, it's like, I do my dishes at night. So they're dry in the morning and I can put them away. And then my coffee cup's clean.
Yep.
And in that way, on Friday or Saturday or whatever day it is, I'm not doing this whole big load of dishes because I've taken care of it little bits throughout the week.
Yeah.
So
and that's literally how like me and Kel kind of live our lives. It's like little bits,
little achievements.
Yes. And I totally get how it says like it helps you look at the bigger picture and growth, because if you have a weekly goal and you keep hitting it because you're allowing life to life, then all of a sudden you're like, oh, this isn't that bad. Oh, I can really see my progress. Like you just start feeling good and you're like, oh, what was I worried about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that's why I was thinking.
We love ProCare. You guys know this. And guess what? They have a brand new product out and it tastes like an orange Tic Tac.
That's right. I have got it in my hot little hands right now. It's their easy to swallow tablet in Citrus Grove. And both of us have fully switched over to it.
We had to because it's easy to swallow, doesn't stick, and it has 45 milligrams of iron. And we both need that.
Yes, we do. So go to procarenow.com to take care of all your bariatric body needs. And our code is the only one that gets you a full 15% off. So use code OSLP at checkout. Are you feeling a little sluggish? Little lack of protein? Little lack of caffeine? Well, we got the fix for that.
That's right. Dive Bar Nutrition has the best protein bars. They have caffeine, protein, and they taste delicious.
So head on over to divebarnutrition.com and use code OSLP at checkout.
Over the scale of things versus just the one day. If you don't go twice a day to walk, what's going to happen?
Right.
But if you're hitting all your other goals for that week, then what does that give you?
Yeah, you really have to think about it.
Like you're having to look at the bigger picture instead of just the day and that you're an asshole because you didn't do your walks.
Exactly. This will be better just for mental health, so you're not mean to yourself. Because we're assholes to ourselves sometimes. Like
I am.
We get that way. Like I had a conversation with him, like, am I a bad person? Like literally had to have a conversation twice in the last few months just to like get me back on track. But like that's what I'm saying, like we're all human and we all have our feelers, and sometimes we just need to look at the bigger picture.
Yeah. And see
really
what
happening.
Realistically what are we doing?
What are we doing?
Because we're not just not doing anything.
No,
like there are some things that we are doing really well, and so you have to focus on that.
Yes.
And then maybe you work on the other stuff.
Yeah, you just slowly keep trying on different things.
Yeah. And if it doesn't work a couple days, just try better next. Like it's always like trying to do better. It's trying to one up yourself from the day before.
Yeah, I think it was that quote. It's like you can just be 1% better every day. Like that's really all we're looking for. It's not like, hey, you have to be 80%.
Yeah, no, you don't even have to be 80%.
You know,
like I feel like if you're 50% of a bariatric patient every single day, I feel like that's pretty solid.
It's pretty fucking solid because it's consistent.
Yeah.
Like, and you're getting at least some good, like, habits in. Like, things are moving.
Yeah.
But if it's at 0, then we're like, guys, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
So you really, I think what we're learning through the years is you really have to evaluate yourself.
Yeah,
You just have to,
I would agree.
because once you do it, it's actually gets easier to do.
It gets easier to look at your life and be like, okay, what do I need help with?
Yeah.
And then how do I go about getting that help? How do I how do I go about fixing this? Because like if you're somebody who can't hit their water goal to save your life,
Right.
that needs to be looked into a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
Of like, why aren't you hitting your water goal? Is it because you hate the taste of water?
Right.
Do you need to use the flavor enhancers for that? What about if you drink hot tea instead? Or, okay, you don't like tea, but you like iced tea. Okay, there you go. So there's ways of like evaluating that instead of just being like, I never hit my water goal.
We hear that a lot.
Yeah.
And they're literally like that. They're just like, yep. Mm-mm. But it's like, oh, but you could.
But there's questions you can ask yourself or goals that you can set for that week of say, I'm going to hit my water goal one day this week.
Seriously.
That's all it can be sometimes.
That's all it could be. I love that you did the one day.
Yeah.
Because literally, if you're like, okay, every week I get that one day in.
Or if you're going to say,
like, that's cool.
This month, I'm going to hit my water goal once a week for the whole month.
Yep.
Okay. Then you're committed to doing just that one day.
Yeah.
But imagine if you start hitting 2 days, 3 days. Okay, now you're hitting it 4 days a week because you just said, okay, just one day.
Yeah, you just started low.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember,
So
we can't do the all or nothing anymore.
No, because that also I think leads to the obsession.
Oh yeah.
Because that's how it was for me.
Yeah.
No, I am on an eating plan. I cannot eat sugar. I cannot eat carbs. I am not eating this. I'm not eating that. And then I became obsessive about putting it in. I'll use Weight Watchers because I was on Weight Watchers. Mm-hmm. Obsessive about putting it in Weight Watchers.
I bet, yeah.
And seeing how many points I had at the end of the day.
Oh, that's what they wanted too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like, but then as soon as I was like, oh, I'm going to have a piece of cake at somebody's birthday party, I was like, oh, well, it's all gone. It's all.
Yeah. I'm all the way back to 300.
Yeah.
That cake was fucking ridiculous.
Yep. And I never want to put it in the tracker. I still have a problem with that.
Oh, putting that in?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, I even have a problem with saying, like, oh, I had this, I don't know, like the chocolates that we bought.
Okay.
I had one.
Okay.
But I didn't put it in because I was like, I don't want to see it on there.
Oh.
I want to see that I'm eating all the right things.
Well, you have to be honest.
Yeah.
I actually liked putting it in because sometimes it would tell me that it was like under the things.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, because like I went to Baskin Robbins, only got one scoop.
Okay.
And when you put that in there, you're like, oh, okay. So you might need to put it in because you might actually surprise yourself. It actually might mold into your day.
It might.
It might. And by the way, I think I left my square on your couch on the arm.
Well.
So be careful of.
I hope Flynn didn't eat it.
Yeah. I'll check my purse, but I don't think I've seen it.
I haven't seen it. So. Yeah, but I'll look for it.
Yeah, I just know when Flintsters get sick.
Yeah.
I just remembered it when you talked about the squares.
I mean, I've already spent so much money on that kid in the last 2 months. What's a chocolate thing?
What's a chocolate thing?
Like, okay, back to the ER vet, I guess. I don't know. Okay, so the next one was use non-numerical metrics. What that means is we're going to track progress using qualitative measures like how you feel, increased confidence, or improved stamina, rather than focusing solely on numbers like weight or weight. So I'll use myself as an example. I started walking a couple weeks ago at this point, and today I did over a mile. I haven't done that yet.
Nice.
So I'm actually able to go longer because it's becoming a habit. And so instead of me looking at, oh, I didn't lose any weight, I mean, because in all honesty, I gained a pound, but I am looking at it like I closed my Apple exercise ring.
Yeah.
I closed it on Monday and I'll close it today.
Nice.
So that is a non-numerical measure of my progress.
Yeah.
And I feel better. I'm sleeping better.
Can't wait for you to get. Now I understand the feeling. So like earlier today, I emailed the therapist people, and Kelly was excited. Now I kind of get it because I'm excited for you to do the sleep stuff.
Yeah.
Because I just want you to sleep.
Girl, I do too.
I have like this friend guilt or sleep guilt over here all the time.
Yeah, because you sleep like a freaking baby.
I can sleep for 24 hours. It's choosing me. I can choose that.
Yeah.
I can literally go lay down right now and not wake up for like 12 hours.
That's crazy.
I don't know why I have this, but I do. So I'm like guilty as charged over here.
Well, I mean, I always slept better when I was moving my body. Let's be honest.
Yeah. I mean, and that's like a known fact. Like if you move more, you'll sleep better. Like I've been told that several times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but that's something I can use as like, oh, because I'm walking, because I'm closing my exercise ring.
Yep.
I'm actually sleeping better, and it has nothing to do with my weight.
No, it just has to do with movement.
Yeah. It has nothing to do with the scale.
No numbers in that at all.
Yeah.
I love it.
Do you have an example of something?
Let me think.
So what happens is I write these out so everybody is super clear. And then I surprise Mel with them on the day we record because I like her to be like, oh, that's cool.
Okay.
Kind of like that.
I was like, because I know I have some, and I'm like, hey, what is it? So really, like, because it says it helps with your increase in confidence, improvement of stamina, rather than focusing solely on numbers like weights and scales. No, it says sales.
I know, but it meant scales.
Oh, that's how we know she really did type in.
It meant scales.
Weight and scales. Because I would say like when 2020 hit. And we can't go to gyms.
Yeah.
So, remember, I would do my walk. And what happened was like, I would do the running a little bit and then walk. And then I realized I was like, hey, I remember always, even as a kid, doing the mile, I'd get that side pain. That whole fucking thing right here would happen. Yep. And I'm running, doing it. And once I got home, I was like, nothing hurts. This is fucking weird. And I remember I told Eric, I was like, I can actually like run. And he goes, I figured you could. And I go, no. I don't think you understand. Like, I can run and be in the motion and nothing hurts. And he's like, oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Because once I was like, remember the side pain? He goes, oh, I get side pains all the time. And I was like, oh, even better. Like, I don't get a side pain and you do. So it was like, it was a really cool moment because you're just like, this has nothing to do with the scale at all. It was just more or less like, oh, I can actually like go.
Well, and I was thinking of you and the elliptical.
Oh yeah.
Because every time you're like, oh, I got this time on the elliptical, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So,
I like the elliptical.
Yeah, but you're constantly working towards like, and you're excited to see how far you come.
Yeah. Like once I had surgery and I did all that workout stuff, I got very fascinated with our body and like how much you can do to it.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of impressive.
That's what she said.
I'm kind of going to go on a tangent about how impressive it is because how much damage we can do to it and then it recovers. And the fact of like how much muscle we can actually put on our bodies if we want to.
Yeah.
Because it's really a want. Like after being in this community, we saw so much transformation. Now I believe any of us can have that kind of muscle if we want it.
Yeah.
Before surgery, I'd be like, no fucking way. Only like those people can do it.
Yeah.
No one else can do it. Like, oh, that's their job. So that's why they do it. I mean, UFC and that kind of stuff, obviously. Yeah. But normal people stuff, I would just put that on them.
Yeah.
And that's not accurate. Like, we can do that.
Everybody can.
So, like, once I saw I was getting faster and things weren't hurting, I just started getting really excited. I was like, oh, I'm not part of that club that I put myself in before.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
The Fatties Club.
the Fatties Club, you know,
Where
like,
you're
I
like,
can move.
I could never do that.
Mm-hmm. It's always,
Why
I can
do
never
I
do.
even try?
Yep. And now I'm like, oh, I can get back on it.
Yeah.
And I got back on it on Monday. And I actually was impressed. I still did a mile in 12 minutes and 15 seconds.
That's what I'm talking about. I was talking about recently.
Oh, yeah, that's the newest. Literally Monday. Literally that one. Well, I was excited when we went to like Dad Rob's and we did that workout because I was able to do it in a flat 10.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck? This is crazy.
Yeah.
So
very cool to see how far your body can go.
Yeah.
And what you actually can achieve if you're not solely focused on the scale, your weight, you know,
or food, because
yeah,
not everybody's on a GLP-1, and I didn't know that difference until then. And
yeah,
that's a game changer.
I know.
I love it.
I know you do.
Well, that obsessiveness.
She now understands.
I do. I'm all in, baby.
Because last year she was
scared.
Like, no, you were just like, I'm done talking. I don't want to talk about GLP-1s anymore.
And now I'm like,
now you're like, and we're not talking about this, but I'm on a GLP-1 and it shuts off the food noise.
It does.
Did you know it shuts off the food noise?
It really works. They must know, Kelly. They must know.
I mean, I think they figured it out from all the people taking it, but I'm glad that you love the food noise being shut off.
It's so much more clear up here. That's the deal. Never been this clear before.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Because you felt it.
Yeah. I know the feeling 100%. That's why I was like, you gotta talk about this. It's just funny when one person's on it, one person's not. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Because you guys knew we had to put this on there somewhere, right?
We are lovers of this.
Number 3 is we're going to journal our wins each week. We don't have to talk about our feelings. You don't even have to write a full paragraph, right? All you have to do is say, I went walking in the evening and in the morning 3 days this week. Mm-hmm. I closed my exercise ring 4 days this week. Like, literally, it can just be that.
It really can.
Because you're writing it down and you're seeing it in black and white, and it should give you the confidence and the, yeah, I can do this.
Yep.
Because I did all these things, right?
Well, yeah, now, and it's on, like, pen and paper.
Yeah.
Now. So now it's like, it's real. You really did that.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we do push journaling so much, because once you see it on paper, you're like, oh.
Yeah.
That's how I actually feel, because sometimes you don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
And then 2, or you look at it and you're like, oh my God, like, I actually did good this week.
Yeah.
Why am I sitting here thinking that I did?
Yeah.
Because, like, once you see it, you're like, oh.
You know, I was actually thinking maybe you should do it on a calendar.
Yeah.
So once a week, say Sunday nights, you sit there and write like 1 to 3 big wins that you had during the week.
There you go.
And then every week you're going to see those wins on Sundays. And I think it's going to give you the excitement to continue going.
So I have one more what you could do.
Oh, okay.
It just came up when you were talking. So it's the calendar,
but
use it a little differently, where say like, okay, today, like you close all the rings.
Yeah.
So then literally you're like, oh, I closed it. Just go to the calendar and put it there. So that way, all of a sudden, when you look at the calendar, you're going to see it way more full than blank.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, I look at it on my.
Oh yeah, on your Apple
like, because it gives you the view. Like,
I love that view.
Yeah, so you can see it, but I get the whole like. But I think you could do that on Sundays. You could say, close the rings twice this week.
Oh, yeah.
But then it's on there.
It's on
and you
there.
can physically see
That's really the point, is like visualizing.
Yeah.
You can visualize it.
Yeah. You have to visualize it. And then that helps you like see it. But you're not becoming obsessed with seeing it. You're just like, okay, oh, I only had 1 win this week.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't matter how small it is.
It doesn't.
Like, it could be something as small as I took my vitamins every day. Like,
hey, that's really good.
It's a big win, right? It's a big win. So it definitely doesn't have to be these like monumental, I lost 150 pounds type of like wins.
No, here's a win, but it's totally random.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Like we had, like today was a big win. We know what presenters are going to be for the categories.
Oh my God, that's not a win.
That is a win for us.
Oh, I guess
Got
it
it
is kind
done.
of a win. Yeah.
That's a actual big task.
We have a big whiteboard now, and it has all the categories, all the things that are happening, who's presenting what categories, and when. It's a big win.
I would put that on the calendar.
Okay.
Because I was thinking, like, what would be my win today?
Yeah.
I was like, that.
Well, we're doing weekly wins.
True. But I'm just saying, like, because I have to mentalize it, or on Sunday I'm going to forget.
Mentalize it. Picture it. Mentalize it. I mean, I feel like mentalize it might be.
I don't know if I just made up a word.
I think you just made up a word.
That's okay.
I mean, it happens. It happens.
So and the meaning of all that is journal.
Yes.
Find the wins.
Yes. I mean, I feel like if you just know what they are and you want to just put them on the calendar, if you just want to write them in a notebook, do it.
Do it. Whenever you feel like it's comfortable, but we want you to see that there are wins.
Yeah, and there's no parameters, right? You could write 1, you can write 3, you can write 50, like whatever you want, and you can write it on your calendar, you can write it in a notebook. There's no parameters to it, except for try to do it weekly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You okay with it?
Yeah, there was one last thing I wanted to say about it was it keeps the motivation going.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really hard to keep your motivation going day after day, workout after workout. Like, it gets very repetitive and the motivation slowly dissipates. So you got to find things that are going to motivate you to keep going. And I think cheering yourself on by writing down your wins is going to give you that motivation moving forward.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think that, how could it not?
I know.
Yeah.
So,
I'm going to try that.
I think you should.
Because, like, I have so many calendars around me.
You do. All of them.
Yep.
Yep.
So I should just start.
Yeah, you have not done that calendar in, like, 5 days.
This is the last time I was like,
January 16th.
Yeah.
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 Okay, so this is one that I feel like I am being personally victimized by.
Oh.
Set milestones, not perfection.
Oh, yeah.
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 So, because milestones are really a big deal.
They are.
Especially in a bariatric journey, especially if you're newly post-op, those milestones are going to keep you going.
Yes.
Yes.
Going to those appointments.
Yes.
It really does.
What?
Going to the appointments helps. Like.
Oh, I was just thinking like the milestones of like, I lost 50 pounds. I lost 100 pounds.
And I was doing medical.
That tracks.
Well, because then you see your surgeon, and they always get all hyped up for you too. Like,
yeah,
you get kind of like a little zap of energy when you go. You know.
Yeah. Well, most offices. Yeah. Some offices are not.
That's true. We're lucky.
Yeah, we got very lucky. Yeah. So what we want to do is create checkpoints or milestones that mark meaningful progress. Okay. So that's like you saying, I hit a 12-minute mile.
Mm-hmm.
So cool.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So that needs to be a check mark for you or a milestone for you.
Yeah.
Or if your goal is to do a 8-minute mile. Mm-hmm. Once you, like, every step that it takes to get there is a check mark or a milestone.
I love that because I would love to get to a 10. I'm not going to lie.
I think you could do it.
I think I could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, like, if I go consistently, no, not if, when I go consistently.
Thank you.
When I go consistently, I think that it's actually going to probably creep up faster than I think.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Because I get really close to that 12, and most of the time, like, it's a little bit under, like, if I just a little bit faster.
A little bit faster, but it also takes time to get to that.
Well, and I'm also playing with the elliptical because you know how it has like the arms and then it has just holding.
Yeah.
So like, so I go back and forth
Okay.
between the arms and the holding.
Okay.
So I feel like if I need to figure out how I want to do it.
I don't like the arms.
So the arms, I don't either, but I try to do like 3 to 4 minutes with it because it's helping the back of my arms.
Is that proven?
Yeah, because it's the motion of the ocean.
I feel like you're like a stick running man.
But yeah, so I think I just need to figure out if I just need to if I just stay on one, will I go faster? Or does it matter? Like,
but that's fun. That's like playing around.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's a fun question to ask. Like, okay, which way am I going to go that it's going to equal a mile walking around my house?
Yep.
Okay. Well, we figured that out today.
Yep.
I went over a mile, but that's fine.
Yeah.
It might have taken me 23 minutes to walk that mile, but I was walking with the dog and I got lost.
I love it.
Because I don't pay attention. I just walk and look at houses.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That's what I do.
You're going to wander. Okay. I
always find my way back.
I know, but.
And if all else fails, I have my phone.
True.
I can map myself home.
I just pictured you as an old lady just like walking her dog and then just is like cross town, doesn't even know how she got there.
I don't know. Can you help me?
Yep. You're like, no, you would not be. You would still have that strong. Your loud Kelly voice, I think, is never.
Nope, it's going to get quiet out of that. Hello, my name is Kelly. And I got a puppy dog. A puppy dog. But it's taken me a couple weeks to get to this point, is what my thought process was. And like, that's a milestone for me. So I will remember that on this day, I made it to a mile. Mm-hmm. So then the next time I make it to a mile and it's 21 minutes, I can celebrate that.
Exactly.
So every time I'm going to get a little bit easier. And maybe I'll add in a yoga session in the morning.
Ooh, fancy.
You know, like do a walk, do a yoga session.
You see how much that flows like that though? Because if one's doing really well, then you start doing another thing. Yeah. That starts it's a whole thing.
But I'm not putting it in too soon.
No.
I'm not throwing her into the game just yet.
Not yet.
Just walking.
Yeah, I would say a month. Do a month of just walking.
Yeah. And I'm going to hit it pretty soon. So, I mean, we're getting there, guys. We're getting there.
Celebrate your milestones.
Yes.
And understand, you do not have to be perfect. That's why we have the milestones.
Yes. So, the other thing that I wanted to add in, and this is the obsessive part, right? Because we all obsess over it. So, the best part about doing the milestones is we're going to designate a time to celebrate those milestones.
Okay.
So we're going to do it either weekly or bi-weekly. So you could do it when you have your wins for the week.
Yep.
You could add that in, because we don't want to become obsessive.
Because we could.
You can be obsessive. Like you're already thinking about how you're going to become obsessive.
I actually am.
I can see it on your face. You A+ fucking student. Obsessive.
Yep.
Okay. So if we do it in a certain timeline, milestones will feel more achievable and rewarding, reducing the need for constant evaluation while giving you clear progress markers. So you're not becoming obsessed because you're not doing it every day.
Correct.
Okay, we had that talk in the beginning of the episode, saying it like I'm gonna walk 4 times a week, or I have to go twice a day.
Yeah. Completely different.
It's completely different.
So we're going weekly.
Yes. Or bi-weekly. So if you want to evaluate every 2 weeks, I think there's nothing wrong with that.
I think I would do weekly.
Obsessive.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So sure I'm doing good.
Yes. So, and then, we're going to evaluate how we're doing overall.
I like it.
Okay. So we're working on, so say the 2 walks a day, and then I'm cooking at home every night.
Yes.
If I do go out to dinner, it's going to be once, maybe twice in a week.
Okay.
But the rest of the time is cooked at, like, the food is cooked at home, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then we want to evaluate that. Okay, I'm going to go. So we're pretty much close to the 2-week mark for me. So I'm going to look at it and be like, okay, how many days did I actually go 2 days? Does it work better for me to go in the morning versus the evening?
Right.
Do I need to just do 1 30-minute walk in the morning?
Yep.
Okay, how's it working with me cooking at home? Actually, really well.
See, and I think goes back to the one prior of the journaling. Because if you can write these questions down to
this
yourself.
is number 5.
No, but remember before, I don't know what number the other one was.
3.
But for the one that is for the journal.
There you go. There you go.
This is perfect because you can actually ask those questions in your journal.
Yeah.
To yourself.
Yep.
And you can even do that, like set it up once a week, like on those Sundays.
Yep.
And just have those questions ready.
Mm-hmm.
So that way you know, and then you're like, oh, I see. I see what I've done here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And I think evaluation is a key part to any journey. Evaluation is that part where you're like, okay, what's working and what's not working? Okay, this is not working.
Yeah.
How else can I do this?
Exactly.
You know, kind of like when we were talking about the water.
Mm-hmm.
If you aren't drinking your water, obviously something's not working.
Yeah, something's up.
Something's not working right. So you have to evaluate to see what can I do in the future that would help me be better at this.
Yeah, so if you don't evaluate, you'll never know how to fix it.
Yeah, because it's very, very rare that somebody's going to wake up from surgery and hit all of their water, all of their protein, work out twice a day, and journal and be good mental health and have no food noise. Like, that's not a thing.
I have never met someone like that.
Nobody's going to have that 100%.
No way.
Especially coming right out of surgery. Even a year out, people are still questioning who they are. How do they do this? What do they do for this? Like, you are almost 10 years out and you're still asking those questions.
I do.
So, evaluate. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, people, I literally be 10 years and 3 months, and it's kind of crazy because I literally have to ask myself. I still write things down. I still even, like, I open the cabinet. Why am I here?
You're asking questions.
I'm asking myself questions instead of just doing what I was doing before.
Yeah.
That's the newest thing I can tell you that I do constantly.
That's good.
Since surgery is questioning everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt weird at first doing it. It felt very odd.
Well, because it's new.
So,
like, I mean, the person that goes into the gym for the first time, that's not a comfortable feeling.
No, I remember that feeling.
Yeah, it's not a comfortable feeling.
No.
So, but you have to push past the uncomfortability so that you can get to where you want in your journey.
Yeah.
Like, nobody does a workout and is like, oh, I'm perfect at this. No,
and it's interesting because we've seen people get so mad at themselves because they don't know how.
Yeah, but that's the purpose of it.
Yeah, it was
it's learning.
You're not supposed to know.
Yeah, it's just adding like other things to your gym repertoire. Yeah,
I love it.
But doing the specific times and the evaluations, it prevents obsessive checking. So again, we're not obsessively thinking about this and talking about this every single day.
No.
Where if it pops up, we can be like, okay, we're gonna put that down as a mental note that on Sunday when I fill out my journal with the questions, that's gonna be one of the things that I'll put in.
Yeah, just keep that there.
Yeah, but you're not going to every morning be like, okay, what did I do bad yesterday? Okay, how can I change that today? Because that's a lot to put on yourself.
That would just be so exhausting in that day. To think about all the stressors we have in a day.
Yeah.
And then we're adding that on top of ourselves.
Yeah.
And that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
So we need to figure out, like, okay, let's not do that. It's really not the daily. The daily is just not okay. It just
doesn't work.
As we go down the list, you can really see why.
That's a common occurrence, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's nuts.
Yep. So, and just the whole point of it is to become healthy and enjoy your life.
Yeah.
Not to become obsessive about working out and doing all the things perfectly.
Yeah.
That's not going to work, like, at all. Okay. So we got the last one, and I'll let Mel say it because it's one of her favorite things.
It's our favorite things. Okay, because we like to celebrate. Celebrate small victories. So that's the NSVs.
Yep.
The non-scale victories.
Yep.
Which I had no idea what they were until I met Kelly. Well, not that I met Kelly, because I've known Kelly forever. When she was all up in her bariatric, like,
I was like 4 months out.
4 months out.
Yeah.
She was just like newly post-op. So I figured it out.
Just the look of pure panic on your face because Laura, like, I can't remember when I learned this.
I know. I was like, oh shit. So, but that was interesting because I was like, oh, I've had a lot of those, and I didn't celebrate until then. Like,
yeah,
it was kind of crazy because literally it was like, oh, now I've 4 years of no celebration.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Yep.
I mean, I celebrate the scale because that's what you do, but but that's why it's called non-scale victory.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
I mean, I really like to say, like, I hit my protein goal. Woohoo! And then I have a little party for myself.
Yeah,
like,
shake your little booty.
Yeah, or like I close my exercise rings. Woohoo!
Mm-hmm.
Like, and have a little party. Like,
shoot, I even do it when I'm like, I paid all my bills.
Woo! That's always a good day.
That's a great day. We're like, they're all out.
And I have money left over.
Yes.
What?
I might buy something. You're like, that's
Emma's like, Mel's like, Amazon. Okay, I just ordered 50 boxes. Show up tomorrow.
Or the next day.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me. I couldn't sleep. What the answer always is too is like, I couldn't sleep. So I shopped.
It's what's so funny is that Mel used to be, and those that are listening that have listened to us for a long time know, like, I had to tell her, you make hand towel money.
Yes. Yes.
And now she's up there like, okay, I just ordered all the organizational things for my kitchen, bedroom, and downstairs. Okay. And then and then she had like this giant Shein box come, and she's like, okay, yeah, I think we need this. I'm going to order 2. Okay. And I'm just like, I'm like stressed over buying a $20 push broom off of Amazon.
It's true story. Well, 2 things. 2 things. I don't have to really pay for Dylan at all anymore.
That's true. That is true.
Like, he pays for his food. Like, he does his own gas. He pays me the car insurance and his phone bill.
That is true.
So I don't have to do that. I take him out every once in a while to make him feel special.
Yeah.
You know? And then I don't have Eric spending my money. So
that is also true.
So I actually still hear you in my head that goes, you make organizational money. That's what I hear.
Yeah, but that's like a 1 item, maybe 2.
Well, did you like how I said organizational things?
Yeah. Yeah. Because I like walk, and I'm like, how much stuff did you order, girl?
Like, don't you worry.
Maybe I just like intermix mine really quick. Like unpack and put it away and do all the things that I just don't notice. But I don't think I order that much.
You? I think we're pretty comparable. Because I do them in splurge. So, like, it's all of a sudden I do, like, this huge purchase. And then it comes for, like, a week. And then it's empty for a few weeks. And then it happens.
Okay, so here is the question. If we look at the end of January,
okay,
we're going to look. We're not going to count December.
No, that's all Christmas.
That's Christmas.
Yeah.
At the end of January, we are going to say how much we spent on Amazon.
I don't know if I want to do that.
But all of you are going to guess below. Is it Mel that went way over, or is it Kelly?
Oh, fair. There we go.
Who is the biggest spender on Amazon for January?
There we go. Because we only have like 9 days left.
Uh-huh.
So. And I have something in my cart right now.
Oh! Are you sure you want to buy it? Is it going to put you over?
I don't know. I'll have to look.
I know, but now I want to know. No, but we can't because then if we would just wait until February to order shit.
Yeah. I'd be like, no.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll leave that alone.
Okay, so you guys guess in the comments below who is the biggest spender, me or Mel?
Oh, there we go. Yes.
Yeah.
That will be fun.
Who is the biggest spender? Okay.
Anyway,
so,
back to celebrating non-scale victories.
Yeah. why it works is that we're acknowledging and celebrating even small achievements.
Yeah.
So, and that's the goal, is by celebrating small achievements, we're actually like boosting our self-confidence every time we do.
Yeah.
And the more we do it that doesn't have any tie to a scale, the less weight in the scales become so important.
Well, and your self-esteem is in its low. Like,
yes.
There's so many cool things that come with it, like you said, with the confidence.
Yeah.
It's like my low self-esteem is like almost gone, you know? Like my confidence is way up.
Yeah.
And then you just like, oh, I just feel better.
Yeah.
So like you just start seeing it in different ways.
Yep.
And like you actually appreciate, it's funny, like as being 10 years out and being 38, it's like you see life differently.
Yeah.
And you appreciate those victories.
Yeah.
Because you're like, wow, like if I didn't get surgery, I wouldn't be able to do that right now.
Yeah.
Like when when we were at Killers of Kill Tony, like I forgot like, oh, I can sit in these seats now.
Yeah.
So, but
oh, how you forget it. You are always at concerts.
Because I stand a lot in concerts.
Oh, true.
Yeah, it's only time I sit is for comedians.
Okay.
And like once in a while at the ends and stuff. But like mainly I'm standing. But like I do forget, and so I like sit down and I'm like, oh shit, I can move around. And then when Samaj says like I'm like, hey, I can't move around, like that really got me because I'm like,
oh yeah,
I'm not 308 pounds anymore.
You are not.
I'm really not. Like I'm like I can look and see all the things.
And you are 10 years out and 10 years you out. Are still doing that.
I'm still doing that. Like that's how you can see like the mind is fucking interesting because like, I'm still amazed.
Yeah.
And I sometimes I like even now with the cardigan, like I feel like because it's on a little tight that it feels like I'm fat right here, but it's like that's what happens to you though. Like this is what it's been like because we've been obese for so long. Mm-hmm. And now we can finally like it starts slowly shedding away.
Yep. Exactly. All right.
Well, guys, when this comes out, voting will be starting.
Yes,
so
for JBY.
Oh, and if you don't know what that means, that is Just Be You Bariatric Awards, where we celebrate you guys. You guys already nominated each other. We have the top 5 of each category.
Yes.
We are so excited. And what that means is you get to go vote for your people. And then you get to go get your ticket and come hang out with us and see who all wins and just celebrate. Like we said, we have the board behind us and this is going to be so much fun.
Yeah, it's always a good time. We always have fun. Make sure to go to jbyawards.com, grab your ticket, grab your hotel, grab your wellness morning ticket because it is going to be at the First Form Gym, people.
First Form!
Friday morning, check-ins at 8:30. So make sure that you're buying all your tickets and we will see you there April 12th in St. Louis, Missouri.
So crazy. It's coming up.
And go vote, guys.
Vote.
That's it. All right. Love you guys. And we will see you
next time. Bye. You sang it.
I did.
You did.